Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana still trying to go for another high. The situation hasn't really changed in the last few days. The white wave count is a bit of an unreliable one because it seems like Solana just can't make the move. Okay, it just sort of is consolidating below resistance, which is certainly not bearish. I mean, it's holding much better than other coins, and also today we see some strength. But as I said before, I really only believe it when I see it, that we get this fifth wave to the upside. Okay, that is there is either, so I've got two wave counts. The first one, and that is the one that I sort of am leaning to because Solana didn't produce a perfect move to the upside so far. I mean, this trend reversal area worked, but the move up is a bit too choppy. For example, this wave 2 is too large and too deep in size to be reliable. So I'm looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 in the white wave count, but it's not a reliable count. So my mindset is I'm waiting for 5 waves. And if these occur, then the next reliable, more or less reliable trade setup will be put onto the chart. And that would be a pullback zone for a wave 2, similar to what we had here, a support area that we would expect the price to get into in a 3-wave pullback. We call it an ABC correction. It would most likely be an ABC. And it should then hold a higher low before we move higher in a 3rd wave rally. This is sort of the white wave count. The yellow wave count I have to be leaning towards. That would actually go more directly to the downside from here. But we need to be a bit flexible here at the moment on the Solana chart because Solana hasn't really produced an ideal impulse of those recent September lows, okay? The problem is just that, yes, wave 1 looked good, wave 2 looked good, wave 3 looked good, target reached at the time, but this wave 4 just came down a little bit too low. I showed it to you before. Again, it's not invalid, therefore we kept the white wave count on the chart. It is not ideal, this structure, but sometimes, sometimes a chart and sometimes also altcoins go a less ideal way. So we still want to consider it. And the problem is that it broke here below the 50% retracement level. We normally don't want a wave 4 to break below the 3rd wave 50% retracement, okay? So nevertheless, it did that. So now we are watching, however, the potential 5th wave unfold. This is something I'm observing, but to really believe it, again, I need to see it. To really give this white wave structure a more reliable look, you could say, yeah, or add reliability to the white wave count, we need to see this 5th wave get into the region between $25.50 and $27. If we see a break above it, then we will need to look at, okay, is it really still the white wave count, or is it actually just in the bearish count an extended wave 2 and it's forming a larger ABC structure? But that is something that we will need to look at when we see the structure. Again, ideally, to add the reliability of the white wave count, I don't really want a very long wave 5. Based on the white wave count, we could be in the 5th wave of a 5th wave. So I'm very much observing that, and if we get the 5th wave, then we can add support for the wave 2. This is what I will indicate then. At the moment, it's too early for that. At the moment, we're still consolidating below resistance and we haven't sustained above previous highs. So with this wave 4 there, wave 4 of circle wave 5, how low should it go, and what is the level that, if crossed to the downside, will make this unreliable as well? I think I told you before, $23.30. So a break below $23.30 will again make this 5-wave move that's evolving at the moment less likely, and we broke it already. Okay, we didn't sustain below it, so it's still has a chance, but below $23.30, there is a risk that this setup also breaks down, or this small impulse there in the 5th wave is breaking down. So yeah, we need to be still on our toes here. The situation hasn't changed in days. Price is still consolidating below resistance. You can call that an inverse head and shoulders pattern. But we'll see. If it breaks out and it's something sustainable, then I will give you a resistance area up here. If it's really just a short spike, you could say it might then look like a fake out, because a lot of people will wait for a real rally after the breakout. whereas it could just be some stop fishing. Okay, I think there should be quite a few shorts that have been opened here with a very clearly defined stop loss above the recent highs. So it could really literally just some stop hunting and then a breakdown in the yellow wave count. Again, I prefer the yellow wave count, but if I see the white wave count play out, then this is also what we want essentially from a bullish point of view. And then we can add the next support level in a wave 2. At least we would then make some progress towards basically new highs, okay? But again, we need 5 waves first for confirmation. The highest probability move of this rally has been done. So the highest probability move here was the 3rd wave. That was communicated in September, that we also had an inverse head and shoulders here. Now for me, it's like, okay, maybe we get another 5th wave, okay, which is basically a low probability move, you could say, because after 3 waves, those structures can always break down. So again, the highest probability move has already been done. So we now wait for a larger wave 2 pullback if we get the 5 waves. And then the next high probability move to the upside will be this larger 3rd wave, which will take us to around about $35. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.